I'll admit it. I've never been a fan of Christmas. The forced cheer, the commercialism, the endless jingles. But this year, something felt different. I was alone in my new apartment, having just moved to a small town for work. My plan was simple: no decorations, no fuss, just me, a cheap frozen dinner, and a Christmas movie on TV. But when I came home from work on Christmas Eve, something was different. A neatly wrapped present sat under my bare tree, a tree I hadn't even bothered to decorate. The box was small, tied with a blood red ribbon, and a tag hung off the side. It read, "For you." My stomach turned. I hadn't invited anyone over. No one had a key. Trying to play it cool, I checked the locks on the doors and windows. All secure. I even called the landlord, but he swore no one had entered. Against my better judgment, I decided to open the gift. Inside was a single Polaroid photo. It was a picture of me, sitting on the couch in my apartment the night before, wearing the same pajamas I tossed on after work. My hands started to shake. Who took this? I frantically searched my apartment, checking every closet, under the bed, even behind the shower curtain. Nothing. No signs of anyone. I told myself it was a cruel prank, probably one of my new coworkers. But when I tried to sleep that night, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Around 2 a.m., I heard the faintest creak. It came from the living room. My breath caught. Slowly, I crept to the door and peeked out. The tree lights were on. Lights I hadn't strung. Under the glowing branches, another gift sat, larger this time. The tag said the same thing, "For you." I wanted to run, to scream, but something compelled me to open it. Inside, I found another Polaroid. This one showed me standing in my bedroom doorway, staring at the living room. Behind me in the shadows was a figure, a pale face with sunken eyes and a crooked grin. I spun around, but the room was empty. I don't know how long I stayed there, clutching the photo, but when dawn broke, the gift and the Polaroids were gone. Now, every Christmas, I stay awake all night. I don't know who or what left those gifts, but I know it's watching, and I'm terrified of what I'll find under the tree next. I always hated spending Christmas alone, but this year was unavoidable. A storm had blanketed the countryside in snow, and the roads were impassable. I tried to make the best of it. A fire, carols playing softly in the background, and a mug of hot cocoa in hand. It was around midnight when the power went out. The house plunged into darkness, except for the flickering glow of the fireplace. I grabbed a flashlight and lit some candles, trying to push away the glowing unease. The wind howled outside, rattling the windows like a restless spirit. Then I heard it. Footsteps. Slow and deliberate. Crunching in the snow outside. My cabin isolated, miles from the nearest neighbor. No one should have been out there. I froze, every muscle tense, as the sound stopped just beneath the living room window. I didn't dare move. Through the thin curtains, I could see a silhouette, tall, thin, and hunched. It stayed there motionless, as if watching me. "Who's there?" I called, my voice crackling. No answer. The figure didn't move. I grabbed my fire poker, inching toward the door, my heart pounding in my ears. Suddenly, the figure darted in front of the door. There was a loud, deliberate knock, 3 times. I held my breath, the poker shaking in my hands. "Go away!" I shouted. Then I heard something that froze my blood, a raspy, whispered voice from the other side of the door.
"You shouldn't be alone on Christmas."
The knocking stopped, and I stayed by the door all night, the fire poker clutched in my hands, but no more sounds came. When daylight finally broke, I found footprints leading away from the cabin, but no sign of anyone or anything. The snowstorm had erased most of the trail, except for one set of footprints that stopped abruptly in the middle of the woods. No return tracks, just a single phrase carved into the bark of the tree. I'll be back next year.